YouTube, welcome back to Shuffle Casual. I'm Casual Dan. This is the third and final game of our little local event we had on a Sunday. On our left we have the same player that I faced against on the second round, Neko Brendo, who's going to be rocking his WarGreymon X Antibody. And on the right we have one of our local players who plays lots of Mastemon, so I'm expecting yellow-purple. Players are rolling off, see who starts. And setting up. So I invite you to stick around. We had our first store championship this past Sunday. So I'll have more of those videos coming up for you guys real soon. So Mastemon player starts, hatches a Demi-Mera, and evolves a Salomon on top to pass turn with the yellow memory setter Kari. X Antibody player hatches his egg to put a promo Agumon on top, following that up with Agumon X Antibody. Then starter deck Greymon, then Greymon X Antibody for 0, and passes turn with 3 memory after playing a Tai Kamiya memory setter. Mastemon player then follows with a Mekumon, putting a memory counter at 0, and follows that up with a Crackmon, which is a level 5. X Antibody player raises his stack. He has X Antibody in hand, so he puts it under stack. Probably going to be a good turn. He then evolves into a Metal Greymon X Antibody, but because it's not on top of a standard Metal Greymon, has to pay for Evo costs and swings in. He's counting up strength bonuses plus how many checks. I believe it should be 3 checks. And the 3 checks into 6,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4 checks, and into a Gauzy. Oh, these big stack decks, sometimes they're amazing. It's so surprising. And then drops another Tai Kamiya for an extra check whenever. Probably won't need it, but I mean, who knows? It is Mastemon, it is yellow-purple. There are some healing and then control, and the stack could always disappear. Mind you, it could disappear, but the red effect for the X Antibody is actually saved from effects. So this is probably a perfect matchup for the X Antibody saves for the red deck. So purple yellow player plays in a Fanimon fall down mode. Purple inside this. Oh, okay, yeah, he just attacked into it. I was like, what, really? The effect doesn't, the purple effect doesn't do it, but no, he just swung into it, and he also recovered because he played yellow, and then follows that up with a Mekumon. So, X Antibody player has to restart a new stack, but I mean, did do a lot of damage. So hatches an egg, plays a promo Agu again, another starter deck Agumon again, and then he plays this Metal Greymon Alterius mode promo that I was having problems with last game. With the Agumon Searcher, he reveals Agumon X Antibody, Agumon X Antibody, and Agumon, so that's a whiff. Passes turn to 3, so Mastemon player hatches his egg. Starts at 3 memory with the memory setter Kari, but I mean, by BT8 standards or EX2 standards, he's in an okay position, right? He's got board presence, 2 security left. He's going to swing into security, 12k with Fanimon that survives because he hit a Metal Greymon. He then digivolves into an NG woman, and then straight digivolves into a Mastemon. So he's going to do Mastemon effect. Obviously, he had to pay, and nothing's going to come out. It was just going to heal him an extra security. So trying to stay alive there. On unfortunately, depending on the red player's hand, yeah, there you go. Okay, so X antibody option evolves into Metal Greymon X antibody for 0 this time because he had the promo underneath. Evolves into original WarGreymon alt art super beautiful. Gonna swing in there, giving him an extra security attack with from the Digivolution, plus from the started at Greymon, plus he's got 2 ties. And no options will trigger. So hits into a Lady Devi, hits into a Chaos Degrade, but no options trigger thanks to the WarGreymon, and hits into a Purple Memory Boost, no options trigger. And swing with Agu for game. So GG, that's all it took for game 1, 5 minutes. I've been playtesting. I enjoyed a lot of Mastemon ever since the new starter. So I've been playtesting. Obviously, there are probably better Mastemon players out there than I, but I've been playtesting it a lot, and it feels stronger and it has stronger plays than it did in BT8. But when these decks, these big stack decks, go off like that, it sometimes feels like there's nothing that the deck can do, especially if you either have read a Delicate Plan or that WarGreymon, or some way of not triggering and not having options affect you. I mean, Mastemon can heal a lot, but it takes sometimes a little while for it to get going. I understand that these new cards give it a lot of more plays. It seems more sturdy and less janky, and to brick a little less, but maybe not fast enough. Anyways, so Mastemon starts and hard plays a Kari, passing turn over. Then red player hatches an egg and hard plays a Greymon, so BT5 Greymon. So I'm guessing they have no rookie, which is looking good for Mastemon. Mastemon then follows that play with a Gatomon. Passing turn with 2. WarGreymon player then digivolves his Greymon into Greymon X antibody for 0. Slowly rebuilding that stack. Then back into the promo Metal Greymon Alterius mode, which I'm guessing is running multiple copies of because he seems to always manage to get his hands on it. Purple player plays a Lady Devi for 1 thanks to the reduction off of Gatomon. Trashes a card to go 3 cards in, and the only target is a Lady Devi. Thanks to your generous commentator. I believe I'm actually the one who gave him, at least I think I gave him 2 or 3 of those cards. Then plays the Great Tamer that the deck's got. Is it Mako that she's called? Yeah, Mako. But passes over only 1 memory. Red player swings with Metal Greymon X antibody, and despite all the strength pumps, swings into an Ordinmon, which has higher DP, so it dies. But he has a stack in the back that he's going to keep raising. He puts in started at Greymon on top of Agumon. Obviously that turn passes, so Mastemon player starts at 3. This is at least a bit more of a game right now. It feels less one-sided. But Mastemon player has to hard play a Gatomon, gets to reduce the cost with the Mako. And searching, he's got plenty of targets, so he grabs a Mastemon and I believe an Angel Woman. But he did pass the turn at 1, so he doesn't have a chance to DNA. WarGreymon player digivolves, it keeps it in raising, digivolves the promo, and passes turn. Digivolve into May Crackmon on top of the Gato, so maybe I was wrong about what he picked up, or it was probably a card that he wanted to keep for later. Anyways, so he gets to DNA Digivolve returning a Magna Angemon to security with Mastemon to play that back, so he's going to get to recover 1 and, well, trigger the effect, but to no avail because there are no targets on the battlefield on the other side, and gains 1 memory with Kari, so it's still his turn. Currently still 5 security to 5 security, so it feels like anybody's game, but we all know that if Red somehow can ignore options in security, it can go real fast. After dropping a Mekumon, Mastemon player passes turn over to 4. WarGreymon player plays the, I believe that's EX1 WarGreymon, which pops blockers, but I mean there are no blockers in this instance. Memory's at 0, so I guess he's contemplating if he's going to swing or if he's just going to Digivolve. I think I saw an Omnimon in the hand. No. Red memory boost for 3. Still setting up, and he hits Cool Boy. Hits X Antibody. He hits. He tucks in that Agumon, and he picked up. I believe it's an Agumon also. Agumon X Antibody, but I could be wrong. Mastemon player swings in with Mastemon, hits into Greymon X Antibody, survives the check, the attack. It's now 5-4. And plays down in Ophanimon, well not plays down, but actually Digivolves into Ophanimon. Ophanimon, which recovers 1 and swings for 12 into security, hitting a starter deck Greymon, so survives that check. So right now, Mastemon player has 2 level 6s on board, which have survived their checks. Digivolves into Lady Devi for the full 3. Cycles through his deck, setting up his hand and his trash, but pass turn to at 3. Drops a Black Gatomon, which could be the rush that matters for giving him a chance to actually win this game. Red player hatches an egg, places down a promo Agumon, and right on top of it, a Agumon X Antibody, plays his Cool Boy. I'm already getting jokes of a comment that I made in the last game, how Cool Boy is so broken and so good, and then on top of his white, and obviously people are teasing me because I stumbled, or it seemed like I was making a racial comment or joke, but it was more the fact that being a white tamer fits into all these decks, obviously, because I don't think he'd be as playable or as popular if he wasn't in all the X Antibody decks. Anyways, WarGreymon Digivolves into WarGreymon X Antibody and swings. He swings into Flame Health Scythe, which will trigger, so giving him -6, and then getting Mastemon player to actually heal with Magna Angemon. But a WarGreymon, although he did gain memory back, he dies dies on the first check. Pops the red memory boost for 2. Plays starter deck Greymon. Digivolves into X Antibody Greymon. I should just start calling him Greymon X. Digivolves into Metal Greymon promo. Passes turn. Mastemon player swings with Mastemon after having stood the board. Swings with Ophani. Survives the check. Swings with Magna Ange. Survives her crash. But I believe has the last check with Lady Devi. Yes, so we're now about, what, 14 minutes in, and it's 1-1. Did get a better feel for the Mastemon this time. I got a chance to set up them 2 big level 6s. I'm getting a feeling that the red player doesn't play any form of removal. I'm guessing the way he built his deck, it's pretty much all gas, so he's kind of banking on getting that big stack, and the big stack having multiple checks and going through security, and or gaining enough memory after the swing with the WarGreymon X to either swing with hybrid or hopefully having a level 3 on board or Blitz Omni. Actually, I don't think I've actually seen or noticed. I mean, with all these games, this is the 6th game we see him. Well, obviously we haven't seen the 6th game yet, but I haven't seen a hybrid in this deck. So maybe he's not banking, or he figured there wasn't enough room for hybrids in the deck. Anyway, so Mastemon player starts, and opening play hard plays a Garomon, which is giving a lot of memory to an X-Antibody deck. I understand BT8, and the way that the deck plays is still something that needs to be done sometimes, but that's a lot of memory. Anyway, so WarGreymon player hatches, has the promo Agu, and then the X-Antibody Agu on top for 0, plays a Cool Boy. And then hard plays in Agumon Searcher, looking for Omnimon and or Greymon. Gets the Omnimon, tucks in the other 2 cards. Plays the beautiful Alt Art Agumon X Antibody, which triggers his Cool Boy. And then triggers the Agumon effect. It seems like all the search is going in the red player's direction, so I guess it depends on the next turn for Mastemon, but it's not looking very good. And then plays the BT5 Greymon, passes turn with only 1 memory to Mastemon, who uses that memory by digivolving into Lady Devi, filtering his hand and his trash. I mean, if he does, he's only going to hit Agumon X Antibody. I mean, he could set up for a DNA here, right? And that DNA could at least... I mean, I don't think he's going to die next turn, but give him at least 2 turns, right? Because you'd clear that X Antibody. So he does DNA, plays a May Crackmon. Didn't want to trash the card because I'm guessing just the effect of Mastemon is going to get rid of the Agumon, so what's the point there? I mean, he could have used it just as a discard outlet to put something in the trash that he needed, so maybe he didn't have his hand, like, plays the May Crack and kills the Agumon, but he passed over a lot of memory. Like, WarGreymon player starts at 6, raises his stack, digivolves into WarGrey X, that triggers Cool Boy. He does have the X Antibody option in hand. This could get ugly. Metal Greymon X Antibody pays for Digiv, going through all the strength pumps. Goes straight into WarGreymon X, bringing the memory at 0, but we all know that's not going to stick, so how many checks? We're going in for 2 checks. Where's that 3? First check Meiku, that's going to come in. Second check, going to be a Flame Hell Scythe. Don't think there are any targets in the discard. So he's going to get... he was going to get the memory back, but at the same time, he chose to kill kill Mastemon, and Mastemon, because of the inheritables, gained 2 memory. So, or did they forget the? I'd have to go back. Did they forget the memory gain from WarGreymon? Anyways, so Mastemon's gone, but it gave pass turn to Mastemon player. But I do believe that that's maybe a little bit too much of a... too far down the hole. It's too much of a climb for him to try to climb back in. But I'd be very impressed. That means doable, looking at what he has on board. So he's gonna play the Chaos Degradation, which actually, bypasses the WarGreymon, the X Antibody save. So passes turn with 6 memory to red player. Red player hatches an egg. He's got again promo Agu. Feels like he's playing 5 or 6 in his deck. And then follows that up with starter Greymon. I mean, that's what it is, right? X antibody, when these things happen, you just got to rebuild. And he has the red memory boost as needed. 4 cards. What's he going to get? Grabs the... Oh. I mean, yeah. Okay, so he goes for the Metal Greymon X antibody. I figured he was going to go for the... If he didn't have the X antibody level 4, but he did have one. Okay, so for 0, draws, and then into the EX1 Metal Greymon, passing over the turn with 2 memories. So, I mean, Chaos Degrade is such a clutch card, but at the same time, all that hard work, and all it did was give so much memory to the red player that he rebuilt his stack all the way up to level 5. So. To think about it, did they trash? I'm not sure. Did they trash after having playing the Chaos Degrade? From here, it looks like red player still has 5 security, right? So I don't even think he trashed. When you play it straight up, you're supposed to trash. Either you put it on top or bottom, and then you trash from security. Whereas, was it hidden security? Didn't he just play it? That's why he gave so much memory. Anyways, red player digivolves into Metal Greymon Alterius mode promo. Yeah, I'm feeling like that. I have these videos accelerated, right? So things go by fast. But okay, so Metal Greymon X antibody then pops his red memory boost, counting up all the strength pumps. It feels like a lot, and then he digivolves. Digivolves into the hesitating. Somebody's worried they're not too sure about the memory, so I'll fix it up. Going back down to 1, digivolves into the EX1 WarGreymon, and then afterwards digivolves into the WarGreymon X antibody. I mean, it is a reduced cost distribution, right? So it keeps them at 0. So why not? You've got the extra draw. Swings into security. Hits a Mastemon. Gets 1 memory. Hits a black. Another gets 1 more. And oh, that's another misplay where the Mekumon should have come in, but then Blitz Omni for game. So it didn't really matter. Alright, well, I mean, different cards came in clutch for the red player in his 2 different wins. And, I mean, we did see Mastemon actually stand a chance for one of those games and win, but this is how the meta feels right now. Some of these X-Antibody decks just feel like they are pushing out these regular decks that we were enjoying and tend to love. So, thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe and stay tuned. I'll have some more content from our store championship we had last Sunday. Thanks, bye.